What's going on, everyone? Severed Sanity, aka Haley here, and today I am going to be talking to you guys about a build we've been showcasing for the past few days, pretty much since Gloom was subsumable. We've been showcasing it on stream. So the build for today is going to be Gloom Protea, aka Slowtea. It's a really fun build that utilizes some Protea mechanics to end up getting to that 95% slow that is possible with Gloom. So for those that don't know, Protea has a passive, which you're going to see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. That passive is that every ability she casts fills up a bar, up to her fourth ability. Her fourth ability will actually get the benefit of having plus 100% power strength. Utilizing that passive, we're able to add an extra 100% strength to our casting of the Gloom ability. That's going to get a 95% slow down on to Protea. There is one little bit of a weakness to this, and that is that nullifiers exist and they are not going to be affected, very obviously. So that is actually why I'm showing you guys this build on the Void tile set Steel Path Mott. That is because with the nullifiers on this tile set, you're going to see how you can manage that, and even they don't really stand a chance against the power of the Time Lord Protea. It's really cool. The interaction is pretty awesome. I'm going to get right into the build for you guys, though. I don't want to take too much time before we do that. So with this build coming up on the screen, what you are going to see is that we are heavily prioritizing duration. The reason for that is because duration is actually going to allow us to reduce the cost per second of Gloom without even needing to stack efficiency. We don't need to stack efficiency because we're going to be relying on our dispensary to keep us topped off, as well as an interaction with equilibrium and the synth fiber mod. So what we're doing here is reducing our drain per second down to 6.1 on Gloom energy per second, and that might seem like a lot, but when you're talking about using equilibrium with the synth fiber mod, you're really not going to notice it, especially because of your ability to add dispensary, and that dispensary lasting with this duration for 63 seconds at a time. Every time you pick up a health orb, you're going to get 110% of that value back as energy. That's really cool, but when you combine that with synth fiber, which allows you to pick up health orbs even when you normally wouldn't be able to. So when you're at full health, you could still pick up these health orbs, which will still activate equilibrium and still turn that into energy. That means that if you drop the 2 health orbs, you are going to end up getting 220 energy back from your dispensary without even needing something like Energize. Of course, I am running Energize here. That's more so I don't have to think about it at all. Even if I forget to place down my dispensary, it's super forgiving. That's why I run Energize on this build, even though it's not really needed. The other arcane I'm running is Arcane Resistance. Again, that's not super needed. It's just in case of Toxin procs. Those are the only thing that really are going to be able to hurt Protea here. That's because her Grenade Fan allows her to shield gate really well with the shield grenades, as well as apply CC proc / procs to any enemies that she wants to apply them to. It's really effective at not only locking down corridors with those / procs, but because of the 95% slow, any enemy that gets CC'd at all, blasted back, impact proc, any kind of CC, they're going to go through that 95% slower, which is fantastic because it opens them up for so many more opportunities for you to inflict damage and to kill them. The next thing that you're going to be looking at is the Blaze Artillery. The Blaze Artillery is actually going to last a full total of 7.33 seconds here, with a base damage starting off at 915. That's not factoring in the Growing Power. I should mention, Growing Power, absolutely an optional aura. Run Steel Charge if you would like the extra capacity. It'll hopefully help you drop an Forma out of this one. You could probably drop the Umbra if you run with a Steel Charge instead. Really up to you. I think Protea is one of the frames that does offer you a ton of flexibility. The other piece being the Prime Sure-Footed. If you don't have that, run something like Handspring. It's absolutely fine. The reason for Prime Sure-Footed is because when you are on your ass, you are not dealing damage. If you're not dealing damage, enemies aren't dying. If enemies aren't dying, then you're dying. That's just how it works. So with this build, you're really able to capitalize on the ability to survive that the Grenade Fan gives you. So not only getting the Shrapnel Vortex, but the Shield Satellites. So that's going to help you keep your shields up as well as keep enemies CC'd. You can keep enemies dead and off your screen using the Blaze Artillery, which is going to stack up tons of damage really rapidly. There's a couple different points in this that I was over 40 combo simply because slow enemies tend to chain themselves up pretty easily, so that punch through goes through even better. And then beyond that, you add in the dispensary, which as long as you cast it at all, but especially if you cast it with the extra 100% power strength, you're getting at base a 45% extra pickup chance. If you cast it with the 100% power strength, you're getting that all the way up to a 70% extra pickup chance. That means a 70% chance to proc extra orbs of energy, extra orbs of health, or extra ammo pickups. All of those are going to be really useful, but the main thing you're looking for actually is the health pickups. That's because of that equilibrium interaction with synth fiber, allowing you to keep your energy nice and topped off. All of this together, the high duration really does impact all of Protea's kit. She benefits so much from all of that duration. Her passive really helps you compensate for having what would normally feel like it's actually pretty low strength. Her range here is all that she really needs to make the Blaze Artillery effective, because it's going to be doing a range here of 50.7 meters, meaning pretty much anybody in this room is targetable by that, as long as they're within that 130-degree firing arc, which isn't affected by range. From there, you also have your shrapnel grenades. Those are going to be at a nice radius of 8.45 meters, and your shield grenades are actually lasting 33 seconds, shrapnel as well, but 33 seconds on those grenades means you really only need to do that twice per minute to make sure that you're keeping those up outside of taking damage and then needing to reapply them. Really, as long as you maintain your presence of your abilities, you are going to be absolutely fine, and you can make this engineer go super, super late. As you can see, we went into Steel Path, and this is like a 70+ minute Steel Path run that was super, super easy. Everything felt really fluid, and Gloom just really completed the kit for Protea. One thing I do feel like mentioning is that I am using the Epitaph with Amalgam Barrel Diffusion. That's because I did like the Epitaph for priming. I ended up siding with the Cedo for the footage here, just because it made things a little bit more fluid. However, with the Epitaph and the Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, you're going to get a 60% faster dodge speed. That's really nice with Protea's roll, and also allows her to have a little bit more survivability should she actually lose her shields. Makes it really, really easy to get them back. If your Gloom gets procced off by a nullifier, again, you can roll out, make some distance, get your energy ready to go to proc that Gloom again. It's really, really simple, and it just gives her a little bit more flexibility as well as a little bit more safety. I like that a lot, but a lot of people might not, and if you're not running that, it might affect your survivability a little bit, but it shouldn't be that much. This ends up leading to a build that is just really, really complete for Protea. I do think Gloom is almost best on her because of her passive, because of her not needing the efficiency that other frames would need. Even Sevagoth, if he were to subsume on Dispensary, gets the altered version with a lower duration, and that's just not as good as the real thing, the name brand, the real deal that Protea offers. It's a really, really cool option for her, and it works so, so well. I'm really excited about it, and I've been using it a ton and having a ton of fun on stream with it. That does bring me to, if you guys liked this content, if you guys liked this build, I have a lot of other stuff planned, from build videos to higher brow videos to discussion videos, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. Subscribe if you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment if you have anything else you want to say, or a request potentially for a future video. Other than that, if you really liked this and you'd like to, definitely feel free to stop by a stream, twitch.tv/7sanity. I'd love to see you there. If you have questions about this build, if you guys have questions about the Oma, our benevolent deity, or potentially the Cedo, I'm happy to answer anything there. I can also show the Kavat build if you'd like to see that at that time. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and please remember to stay insane.